Okay, class, welcome back. It's Dr. Lindner. We are still on the adrenal gland. In a separate video, we showed the RAS system. Now let's look at the adrenals in response to stress. We've heard of the expression that stress kills. Whether it's too much physical stress, too much emotional stress, chemical stress, the body cannot differentiate between chemical stress and emotional stress, or lifting something too heavy and emotional stress. Stress is stress. The body can't differentiate it. So let's take a look at the stress that comes into the body. Now, the stress could be chemical stress, it could be toxins, could be foods, could be emotional stress. Stress is stress. We have the hypothalamus here, and it is sending corticotropin releasing hormone. Remember how we said the hypothalamus can send releasing hormones and inhibitory hormones. So, corticotropic releasing hormone is going to come down to the anterior pituitary, and it is going to release adrenocorticotropic hormone to go to the adrenal cortex. Now, the brain can also send signals right down into the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord, it can send preganglionic fibers right into the adrenal medulla. So, why do we have this adrenal gland and have this cortex on the outside and medulla on the inside, and they're both responding to stress? Well, one of them is dealing with short term stress, the other is dealing with long term stress. So, when we have stress that's immediate stress, the hypothalamus sends signals only through the neural system into the adrenal medulla, and the adrenal medulla is going to release something called catecholamines. And catecholamines are epinephrine and norepinephrine, or adrenaline and noradrenaline. And when you have an adrenaline rush, this is when your heart rate is pounding. You're going to have increased heart rate, increased blood pressure. Remember, I said anything in a previous video, I said anything that ends in ogin is inactive. So when you have too much glucose, your body will store it as glycogen, and it's going to store it in the liver. So epinephrine and norepinephrine is going to allow glycogen to break down and convert glycogen into glucose, and it can increase your blood glucose levels. So now you have high heart rate, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar. Your bronchioles, for breathing, your airways dilate so you can get more oxygen into your tissues. So you're being chased by a tiger. This is short-term stress. You want to survive and get out of danger's way. So you got to run. So you got heart rate that's increased. We got to drive increased blood into your muscles to get out of danger's way. So you got increased blood pressure. Now we need energy. Energy comes from sugar. So if you're in a fasting state, epinephrine and norepinephrine, they're going to help in breaking down or converting glycogen to glucose. And your airways dilate, so you're breathing really, really fast. So all of these things are going to help save your life. That's a short-term response. Now, prolonged stress. Bills, inflation, mortgages, relationships, school, tests, grades, making bills on time, right? Stress, 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 stress. It's not for a few minutes to get out of danger's way. This is an everyday thing that could be for years. Now, this is when the hypothalamus sends signals to the anterior pituitary. We got adrenocorticotropic hormone going to the adrenal cortex. The adrenal cortex releases glucocorticoid corticoids, corticoids, and mineral corticoids. Remember, the mineral corticoid is aldosterone. What is aldosterone going to do? It's going to help you hold on to sodium. When you hold on to salt, you're going to hold on to water, and your blood volume goes up and you get increased blood pressure. The glucocorticoids, primarily cortisol, proteins and fats are converted into glucose or broken down for energy. So you're going to have increased blood glucose levels. We got increased blood pressure. We have suppression of the immune system. And cortisol also increases your heart rate and your blood pressure. So imagine for a prolonged period of time, you have increased blood pressure, you got increased blood sugar, you got increased heart rate, and you got a weak immune system. Can you see how long-term stress can kill?